Hello my dear friends, welcome to our YouTube channel. This is ADC Maths. See the title, solution of the first one-dimensional wave equation. How to solve the one-dimensional wave equation. What is one-dimensional wave equation? Dou squared y by dou t squared is equal to a squared into dou squared y by dou x squared, isn't it? What is a squared? A squared is the tension of the string by mass of the string per unit length. Now, my aim is to solve this equation number 1 by using method of separation at variables technique. What is method of separation at variable techniques? We can separate the variables. What are the variables here? Yeah, what is y? So, y be the function of x comma t, isn't it? So, that means that it is x is the capital X is the function of small x and capital T is the function of small t. So this is my required solution. So once we solve the one-dimensional wave equation, I need to get the answer is x into t. It's a product of x and t. So what about x and what about t? And let us see the equation number 1. It has some kind of partial derivatives. With the help of the method of separation at variable technique, our aim is to convert the given partial differential equation into ordinary differential equation. So that is a real beauty of this technique. Let's see how I am going to convert. So now this is my y, is right? This is my y. It's a function of x and it's a product form. So can I differentiate the y with respect to x alone? What we get? We get x one time derivative x dash. T is the constant because it is fixed, so under product form. Once again differentiate this with respect to t, we get dou squared y by dou x squared, we get x double dash into t. Similarly, when I differentiate this y equation number 2 with respect to t, the time factor t, we get x is the constant, so t one time. Once again this is with respect to t, I am getting that dou squared y by dou t squared equal to x t double dash. So 2 times t, 2 times x. Now can we use these values in the given equation number 1? In the given equation number 1. So I am getting that a squared dou squared by dou x squared is nothing but x double dash into t is equal to, what about dou squared by dou t squared? X t double dash. Once I repeat this, I can rewrite dou squared y by dou x squared is equal to x double dash t and dou squared y by dou t squared is equal to x t double dash. Now, what the method of separation at variable technique says, it is grouping the technique. How to group it? X one side, t in the other side. So can I fix the x alone in the left hand side? So x double dash by x is equal to t double dash by a squared t is equal to some constant k. So this is the method of separation at variable. X one side, t one side. This is equal to some constant k. Is equal to some constant k. So can I equating into the constant? What we will get? If I equating this into the constant, I am getting two equations. What are they? One is x double dash by x is equal to k. The other one is t double dash by a square into t is equal to k. So when I simplify this equation, I am getting that x double dash minus kx is equal to 0. Right? T double dash minus k into a square t is equal to 0. So I got two equations. This is equation number capital A, this is equation number capital B. Now what is K? K is a constant, isn't it? Now I am going to categorize, discuss about the nature of K value. Because K is a constant, isn't it? Now case number 1, I am going to discuss the case number 1 when K is 0. When k is 0, what happened? This equation A, because our ultimate aim is to get equation number 2 y is a function of x and t. So get the x from this side, get the t from this equation b. Get the x from A, get t from b. Now once again, these two are the ordinary differential equations. So actually the given input is partial differential equation. By using the method of separation at variable technique, the given partial differential equations can be converted into the ordinary differential equation. Isn't it? Let us see. When I substitute k is equal to 0, this becomes x double dash is equal to 0. What is my x double dash? D squared x by dx squared is equal to 0. Isn't it? As we already know, what is the complete solution of second order differential equation? It consists of complementary function plus particular integral, isn't it? Complementary function plus particular integral. But the particular integral is getting generated from the right hand side term, but here is 0, so there is no pi. What about the complementary function? Let us operate d as d by dx and then replace d by m. I am getting that m square equal to 0. So m is equal to 0 comma 0. Once the roots are real and equal, the complementary function is ax plus b, because it is a x into e to the power 0x. E to the power 0 is 1. So I am getting that ax plus b. So this is my x of x. The same technique I am going to use for the equation b. So when k equal to 0, this equation becomes t double dash is equal to 0 because k is 0. So what about t double dash? It is t d squared capital T by dt squared is equal to 0. Once again, d by dt is an operator. Let us change the operator by some parameter m. We get m squared equal to 0. So m is equal to 0 comma 0. So what's the complementary function? It is in terms of t. So ct plus d. Why I use c and d? Because a, b are used for x. So c and d. ct plus d e to the power 0t. E to the power 0t is 1. So it is ct plus d. So this is the t. So when k equal to 0, I am getting the first possible solution is y of x comma t is equal to ax plus b, because this is the required solution, a product of x and t. So I am getting x equal to ax plus b and t is equal to ct plus d. So first case for k equal to 0. Now what about second case? I am going to consider the second one for k is positive. So k is positive, I assume that it is p square, because p square is always positive. So when k is equal to p square, what happened? The given equation a, this equation a becomes x double dash minus p squared into x equal to 0. This is nothing but d squared x by dx squared minus p squared into x is equal to 0. By replacing d by dx as d and d by m, we get m squared minus p squared is equal to 0. When I solve this, m squared minus p squared is equal to 0. I am getting that m squared is equal to p squared. Otherwise, m equal to plus or minus p. The roots are real and distinct. So what is the complementary function? For x, it is a e to the power px plus b e to the power minus px. What about the t now? So equation number b becomes when k is positive, so t double dash minus p square into a square into t is equal to 0. Otherwise, d squared capital T by d small t squared minus p squared a squared t is equal to 0. So can I replace d by dt as some operator d, or by m we get m squared minus p squared a squared is equal to 0. This is called the subsidiary equation or auxiliary equation, isn't it? So m is equal to plus or minus pa. The roots are real and distinct. So what about the complete solution or the complementary function? Is for the function t. I used a and b already for x, so this time for c. So c to the power plus at plus d to the power minus pat. So this is the t. What is the requirement? X of x into t of t. So this is my second possible solution. Y of x comma t is equal to a to the power px plus d to the power minus px into C e to the power PAT plus D e to the power minus PAT when K is positive. When K is positive. Now, suppose K is negative, what we will do? So let us use the minus sign. So the case number 3, when K is negative, what happened? X double dash minus or minus plus P squared. So P squared plus, so this is P squared, this is minus. So M squared is equal to minus P squared. So M is equal to plus or minus square root of minus P squared, otherwise plus or minus IP. It's a complex roots. Once it is a complex roots, what will be the complementary function? As you remember, if the roots are complex, obviously they are occurs in conjugating pairs. So alpha plus I beta, for example, is my complex roots. Then the corresponding complementary function is e to the power alpha x, a cos beta x plus b sin beta x, isn't it? In this case, alpha is 0 and beta is p. So my x of x becomes e power 0x. So this one a cos beta x px plus b sin beta x, that is px. E power 0 is 1. So in the third case, when K is negative, the solution becomes a cos px plus b sin px. This is for the x term. What about the t term? Yeah, let us find the t term. When K is negative, this becomes, it is positive plus, this becomes plus, also this becomes plus, this becomes plus or minus IA. Once again here alpha is 0, beta is PAT. So now T, what's the T here? Now T is C cos PAT plus D sin PAT. What about alpha? Alpha is 0, so e power 0, T is 1. So we get, this is the T. So C cos PAT plus D sin PAT. So these are three possible solutions. These are three possible solutions of the given one-dimensional wave equation with the help of method of separation and variable technique. Now my question is, okay, what we are going to do with this? Because as I told you that y with respect to x 2 times, that's why there are two constants for x. See that in each possible solution we get 2 because this is the second order. Second order means there are two constants for x. Similarly for the t, the order must be 2. So there are two constants for the t. Understand? Now when I discuss about the k is positive, k is negative, k equal to 0, I found that there are three possible solutions. But once we saw that the string problem, it will take a strictly perfectly transverse motion. That means that it looks like a periodic function within the 0 to L interval. So that means it is a periodic function. So periodic function means we came to know that the example for periodic functions are the trigonometric functions, isn't it? So among these three, which one is in terms of trigonometry? The third one is in terms of trigonometric function, since my one-dimensional wave equation, the vibration performs like a transverse motion with some periodic function. It's like looks like a periodicity. So that's why the third one among the three possibilities is my correct solution. Okay, in this correct solution, there are some unknowns like arbitrary constants A, B, C, D and P. P is the period, isn't it? What about small a, sir? Small a is nothing but tension of the string by mass of the string. So there is the non-zero and familiar constant, known constant. So what are the other unknown constants? Capital A, capital B, capital C, capital D and small p. So our aim is to determine or to eliminate these arbitrary constants from the correct solution with the help of some boundary conditions. So this unit one-dimensional wave equation is also known as boundary value problems, because I am going to use certain boundary conditions to determine the unknown arbitrary constants in the correct solution. Y of x comma t is equal to a cos px plus b sin px, c cos pat plus d sin pat. So this is the correct solution for the one-dimensional wave equation by using the method of separation at variable technique. Isn't it? You understand? I hope everyone is understand. Please kindly support, subscribe, watch, like, share, comment our YouTube channel ADC Max. I'm signing off. Thank you. Thank you so much.